We're trying to create a diverse range of characters, especially female characters that are strong, that are independent. When you look at Rey, on The Force Awakens, she's a female lead in a whole new chapter of the Star Wars saga. We haven't done a movie for 10 years, and here comes a Star Wars film, and here comes Rey. And what is it? Is it Panic in the Streets? Oh my gosh, a female lead in a Star Wars movie. And then the trailer for Rogue One comes out, and it's another female lead. Oh my gosh. How unfair. We've had probably like 2 million straight film cinematic roles where men have been leads, and now we've done 2 in a row that are women. Well, too bad. Oh well.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out. Look, I know you guys have heard this phrase before if you are a Star Wars fan, because I hear it all the time. In Filoni, we trust. You've heard that phrase before, haven't you? And the idea behind this phrase is that, yes, it's Kathleen Kennedy that is ruining Star Wars, which is true. But if only Dave Filoni could get the keys and start to run the show. If Dave Filoni was at the helm, if he was at the con, if he was at the controls, everything would be just fine. All right? Because folks get this idea that Dave Filoni is the guy that George Lucas handpicked to be his successor, and there's zero evidence of that at all. There's no proof of that whatsoever. As far as we know, the only thing George Lucas did was bring Filoni in because he wanted him to help him work on the Clone Wars. You know, because he's a good animation director, all right? We saw that with Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's it. So we had this myth circulating around about Dave Filoni, and everybody gives him a pass. Everybody gives his shit a pass, or they put it on Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, I bet Kathleen Kennedy has been holding Dave Filoni back. You know, Kathleen is Kathleen. And listen, I'm not here to say Kathleen ain't the problem. She is the problem. But a lot of people are giving this dude credit where credit ain't due. And we got to knock that shit off, all right? We got to stop that. This guy is as much a problem as Kathleen Kennedy. They both got to go. But yeah, check out this article. This is on thatpartplace.com. Shout out to Marvin Montanaro. Is Dave Filoni gatekeeping Star Wars? New report suggests Filoni and Gilroy's internal battle as Lucasfilm creative chief rejects stories that don't match his vision. Yeah. Dave got a big, I don't know if he got a little man complex or something, but he's not allowing stories to get into the franchise that actually might work because he has his own vision. He has his own vision for what Star Wars is, which is why I say it's really 1A and 1B when it comes to the problems over there at Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni. He's just as much a problem as she is. And so, yeah, both of them got to go. Let's go ahead and check out this article on thatpartplace.com. A bombshell allegation is making the rounds in the entertainment world, one that might finally explain the creative logjam at Lucasfilm. According to a new report, Dave Filoni could be gatekeeping Star Wars, rejecting pitches that don't align with his vision of what Star Wars should be. On a recent episode of the House of Art podcast, Joanna Robinson, a pop culture commentator and podcaster with industry access, dropped a major claim. According to her, multiple insiders say Andor, the critically acclaimed series from Tony Gilroy, is disliked by many within Lucasfilm. The reason, it doesn't fit Dave Filoni's narrow definition of what Star Wars should be. And because of that, pitches that take the franchise in fresh directions are allegedly getting blocked before they even get off the ground. I have heard from so many other people who have gone in to pitch Lucasfilm and have not made it past the Filoni wall, she said. And Tony Gilroy sort of snuck his way around via his relationship with Kathleen Kennedy. Robinson calls it the Filoni wall, and it paints a disturbing picture of a creative bottleneck where one man's preferences are dictating the future of a billion-dollar franchise. 1A and 1B, okay? It's Tweedledee, right? Kathleen Kennedy is Tweedledee, and Dave Filoni is Tweedle fucking dumb. That's the problem, okay? That's the reason why Disney Star Wars is the way that it is. Because Kathleen Kennedy, she's pushing the Force's female agenda, and Dave Filoni is backing her play. And he's backing it for multiple reasons. I think number one is because, yes, he is a true believer in that agenda. Yeah, that's why I posted that little clip at the beginning so you could just hear his agenda in his own head. He believes in it, man. It's not just he's doing it just because he's trying to please Kathleen. All right. He's doing it because he believes in it. All right. He is a male feminist, true believer. All right. Like, listen to this dude.
This is this idea that like, and I run into this sometimes when working with writers. It's like, well, we just made one of those. Made one of what? We just made a female lead. We can make another one. Really? Yes, we can. There's more than one woman in the world. There's more than one woman here in the world. Why is that so strange? If we made like 5 men heroes in a row, no one would blink. See, and that's what I'm relating that to Stop Being a Girl. You see, you don't think about it. It's not the normal reaction. As you were saying the statistic earlier, like 5 to 1, and if you have more women in the room, we up the percentage. I want to up that percentage in a huge way, but I also want to get these men that are in this privileged position to tell these stories right now to change their dynamic and to start looking at stories and characters to just make great, interesting characters and to stop doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. If that's your experience, fine, but...
Yeah, I mean, you could just hear the soy dripping out of his mouth, right? You could just hear it, man. But yeah, I mean, it's like he's clearly a true believer, all right? He's clearly a true believer. So yeah, he believes in this stuff. But the other side of it is that he's using this, in my opinion, as a power play, all right? That's how he has climbed up to chief creative officer. Now, if I put my little conspiracy theory hat on, I think Dave Filoni probably the one that kicked them rumors around that he was the chosen one, all right? That George Lucas handpicked him, you know? That's my conspiracy mind going crazy, but is it that hard to believe? Hey, you know what? I get to tell the stories I want to tell. I get to have my control over this thing and do what I want to do, you know, because I have my own vision for Star Wars. And if I can leverage my relationship with George Lucas, you know, that he brought me over, you know, to be a director of animation on the Clone Wars. And I'll just keep on using that and using that and using that. And other people will buy into it. Well, George did bring him over here, you know. George did have him over here, so maybe there's something to it. You know, like, that's the thing. I think that this guy, frankly, I don't think he's a good creative, whether he, you know, snake in the grass or not. I don't think he's a good creative, but somehow he has climbed all the way to chief creative officer. How did that happen? How did that happen? And everything that he has touched has just been utter dog shit. The Mandalorian. You know, when Jon Favreau was handling it, things was cool. But then all of a sudden, it went off the rails in season 3. What happened? A lot of people blame Kathleen Kennedy. I blame Dave Filoni. Because he wanted to push his Clone War characters and make them prominent. He wanted to do that. I think Jon Favreau had an idea. Yeah, I'm going to do Mando. I'm going to do Grogu. And then, you know, probably do the retaking of Mandalore. And, you know, there it go. Oh, but we got to get Bo-Katan in the mix. You know, like, I think that was this guy right here. And if it didn't rock with his vision, like the article is saying, if it didn't rock with his vision, all right, and if it wasn't with his preferences, it wasn't happening. That's the problem. And it's like Andor almost bit the bullet because of that. Andor's internal opposition. Despite widespread praise from fans and critics, Andor was reportedly treated as a nuisance internally. Robinson noted that many within Lucasfilm, excluding Kathleen Kennedy, don't like the way Andor is constantly referred to as the good one. Yeah, because they've been working on the dog shit. All right? They've been working on Disney Star Wars, and that's why Andor feels like the only thing of competence. The only thing of quality that's come out of Disney Star Wars, you know, with the exception, I think, of a couple of, you know, episodes in The Mandalorian. I think Mandalorian was done solidly, and Andor. And that's pretty much it. Okay. She says there's been a quiet civil war between Filoni's camp and Gilroy's style, with the latter only succeeding thanks to Kathleen Kennedy's personal support. That's a stunning admission. If true, rather than embracing Andor's success as a path forward, Lucasfilm appears more interested in preserving the status quo, and that status quo means funneling nearly everything through Filoni's lens, a tactic that hasn't been working well for Disney Star Wars. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, Andor has had critical success from the audience and the critics. Everybody says it's the best thing that they've done in the Disney Star Wars era. And so they should be hyper-focused on that. It's like, all right, man, let's figure this thing out. It seems like all of our other bullshit hasn't worked, okay? The Acolyte, yeah, that really didn't work. But not only that, Book of Boba Fett was trash. Ahsoka, Dave Filoni's baby, trash. All right? Diminishing returns on all of it. Oh, but Andor, hey, man, everybody seems to rock with Andor. Critics, even some of the harshest critics of Disney, say, hey, I got to give credit where credit is due when it comes to Andor. And they are against it. I mean, think about that for a minute. They are against the one thing that has actually worked. And again, whether you like Andor or not isn't really the thing. It's the most successful thing writing-wise and critically that they've had. And it's an interesting direction. It's like, okay, let's go more grounded into the Star Wars universe. Let's get another series that's grounded and let's start with that and let's see where that goes. No. Dave Filoni is against it. And everybody over there at Lucasfilm is against it. We must preserve the status quo because that's Dave Filoni, again, flexing his leverage that he got with the George Lucas relationship. That's why I started it. In Filoni, we trust. There's a lot of people that still believe that garbage. Yeah, because you see, Dave Filoni has his own grand Star Wars vision. He got his own plans. So he don't have time to listen to other creatives that actually might outshine the master in his head, all right? It's like, oh, I'm George Lucas's chosen one. You know, I work in very big arcs and timelines. Dave Filoni is a hack. Everything this man has touched has been trash, all right? Every single thing. There's nothing that he's touched that has been of quality. Again, outside of the first 2 seasons of Mando, and I give that to Jon Favreau. And then Dave Filoni came in, stepped all over Favreau's toes and told him, nope, we need to add Ahsoka to season 2 because that's my girl, and I got to launch my Ahsoka show, which turned out to be utter shit. I don't know if he even had anything to do with Obi-Wan. I don't think he did. But if he did, that shit didn't work out. What has Dave Filoni touched over there that's not animation that has been of quality? Nothing. Oh, I work in big arcs, and he don't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing. And something of quality, Andor, that actually was decent, this dude was about to just, forget it. I don't want to see this shit. I don't fit with what I'm trying to do. You know? It's a very tiny timeline. I got a big story arc. Oh, what he's going to do is he's going to take Heir to the Empire and he's going to rip it to fucking shreds. He is going to destroy all of that. And then he's going to make Ahsoka the Luke character and it's going to be Ahsoka versus Thrawn. And that's what he wants to do. When he should be trying to recast Luke, all right? But you already know that that's not happening. So yeah, this is the problem when it comes to Dave Filoni. He has his own agenda. He has his own grand Star Wars vision. Whatever's coming out of the Filoni-verse, all of the stuff with, you know, the Mando-verse and all of that crap, Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, Mando, Book of Boba Fett, whatever he's doing with these series, all right, it's going to be trash. His movie is going to be dog shit. I'm sorry. It's going to be the culmination that nobody gives a fuck about. Yeah, look, yesterday on the nightcap, I was like, yeah, these 3 right here, these are 3 of the 4 horsemen of the Star Wars apocalypse that destroyed Star Wars. We were trying to figure out who the 4th one was. Some of y'all said J.J. Abrams. Some said Rian Johnson. Some said Pablo Hidalgo. I was like, shit, we could keep adding names, man. We might come up with the round table of the Star Wars apocalypse, you know? But yeah, it's definitely these 2 right here. All right, Kathleen and Dave. They have absolutely destroyed the franchise. No question at all about it. And the fact that people have given Dave Filoni a pass, I just can't take it no more, man. Stop giving this dude a pass and saying, it's Kathleen's fault. It's Dave Filoni's just fine. No, that's not the case. All right. This article really goes into it. Read it in full. All right. Because I'm only touching the surface of it. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. The only way to fix Star Wars is to fire everybody. And then you can hire people back on merit. These 3 should not be on your rehire list at all. And then you recast Han, Luke, and Leia, make Heir to the Empire, recanonize the EU. We got action. We got action at that point. Otherwise, fuck it, it's over. All right. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.